Welcome to Super Gamer X. In this video, I'll show you how to add a helicopter into your GTA San Andreas game, without replacing any vehicle using the latest Fastman 92 limit adjuster. This process is for PC users. Follow every step correctly, and you'll see just how easy it is to add a helicopter. This video is going to be long because every step is going to be explained in details, so have some patience. Before beginning, I have to warn you that I take no responsibility for any damage caused to your game as a result of using this method. Follow every step correctly, and you should not get any problems. Back up your important game files to avoid damage to your game, and uninstall useless mods. Back up these important game files, to avoid damages to your game. Also, revert the files to their default values to reset them. As I said earlier, this video is going to be a long video as it'll cover details that are necessary to understand the process of adding vehicles and understanding the file structure. This can be boring if you are seeking entertainment out from this video. This is an informative video, that only passionate modders will find it useful and informative. Skip this video if this is not for you, as I value your time. Firstly, you'll need to add your vehicle's model and texture inside your GTA San Andreas, GTA3.img file. For this, you can use any IMG editor, but I am using TXT Workshop 5.0. I always use it. Now, if you're using TXT Workshop, click the Open IMG button and then load your GTA San Andreas, GTA3.img file. The GTA3.img file is always present inside your GTA San Andreas game models folder. After loading the image file, click Action and then Add option. Then, navigate to your vehicle's model and texture files. Now select your vehicle's model and texture files, then click Open to add the files. In my case, I am adding my helicopter's model and texture files sanmav.dff and sanmav.txt files. The added models will be at the very bottom of the list of all the game's model and texture files. After adding the model and texture files, click Save from the Files menu and save this image file. Your vehicle's model and texture are now added. Before creating a new IDE line for the vehicle you'll add, you'll also need to know which ID you can assign to that vehicle. You can't use any random number as free ID. The best way to know the free IDs is by using Fastman 92's free ID list generator Cleo mod. Download it from the internet, then install it. To install it, first open the downloaded archive file. Then open the Put to Root of GTA SA folder. There will be a Cleo folder here, open it. Now extract the two .cs files into your GTA San Andreas game, Cleo folder. After that, open the Cleo_text folder of the archive file. Then, extract the free ID list generator.fxt file into your GTA San Andreas game, Cleo_text folder. The free IDs list generator mod is now installed. Likewise, for any Cleo mod, you'll need to extract every .cs file inside your GTA San Andreas Cleo folder. And .fxt files inside your GTA San Andreas game, Cleo_text folder. By the way, Cleo mods require Cleo library installed into your GTA San Andreas game. So you need to install it first. Open your Vehicles.ide file of your GTA San Andreas game, data folder. Here, you'll need to create an IDE line for the vehicle you are adding. Since I am adding a helicopter, I'll copy the IDE line of a similar helicopter, and paste it at the end to use that as a new IDE line for the helicopter I am adding. The helicopter I am adding is a civil version of the San Andreas News Chopper. I'll show you how it is. I am copying the IDE line of San Andreas News Chopper, which is ID 488. Its model and texture names are VCN-MAV. Its handling ID name is CoastMAV, and the GXT ID is SAN-MAV. Now, I am pasting the copied IDE line before the end of the file. Also, I am changing the model and texture names from VCN-MAV to SAN-MAV. I am assigning 612 as the new ID of the helicopter I am adding. I've taken this ID from Fastman 92's free IDs text document. Then, I'll change the handling ID name from CoastMAV to Chopper, and also the GXT entry ID name from SAN-MAV to Chopper. The rest of the fields will remain as they are. Likewise, you'll need to create an IDE line just like that for the vehicle you are adding. You'll need to assign a new ID, assign the new model and texture name, and also, assign new handling ID name and GXT entry ID names. To know more about creating IDE lines of GTA San Andreas vehicles, read the pinned comment. Also, if you have any confusion regarding this file, you can post your queries in comment section. Also, there is an illustration ahead that'll help you understand some things about Vehicles.ide file. In this IDE line, 612 is the ID taken from a range of free IDs from 612 to 614. You can also use any other free ID or a range of free IDs. SAN-MAVs are the model and texture names of the added helicopter. The same ones that I've added in the IMG file. The model and texture names must not exceed more than 7 characters. Chopper is going to be handling ID name of the added helicopter. This name shall also be maximum of 7 characters, and it will serve as the handling line of the added helicopter. The fourth chopper here is the GXT entry ID of the added helicopter. This ID stores the in-game value of the vehicle's name. This is not the in-game name though, its value will be what appears in-game. Finally, keep the GXT entry ID name also within 7 characters. Open your GTA San Andreas Handling.cfg file from the data folder. This file contains the handling data of all the vehicles of GTA San Andreas. Here, you'll need to add a handling line for the vehicle you are adding, which in my case, is for the helicopter. Alright, now, the helicopter I am adding is similar to the news chopper, so I am copying the standard handling line of CoastMAV, which is the handling ID of that news chopper. By the way, the standard handling lines of airborne vehicles is in planes section. And now, I'll paste the copied handling line below the RC Raiders handling line. Then, I'll change the handling ID name from CoastMAV to Chopper, as I've defined it in the Vehicles.ide file. You'll also have to change the name to whatever name you've defined as handling ID name in the Vehicles.ide file. Now, the standard handling line for the added helicopter is ready. But, since boats, planes and bikes require another special handling line also, I'll have to add a special handling line for my helicopter as well. If you don't add the special handling line, the game will crash. So, now, I'll scroll down to the flying handling data section. Here, all the special handling lines start with a $sign. Bikes special handling data starts with exclamation sign, and for boats, it starts with %sign. Okay, so, I've copied the special handling line of CoastMAV that is news chopper, and then, I'll paste it at the bottom of RC Raiders special handling line. Once again, I'll change the name of the handling line from CoastMAV to Chopper. And with this, the handling data for my helicopter is fully added. Now, I'll save this file. If you have any problem regarding creating handling lines, you can comment, or read the pinned comment. Now, since I am adding a helicopter, I will need to add a standard handling line for it, and a special handling line too. This applies to bikes and boats too. But, if you are adding a standard 4-wheel type vehicle, you don't have to create a special handling line for it. For 4-wheel vehicles, a standard handling line is enough. Open the Carcols.dat file of your GTA San Andreas game from the data folder. This file contains the vehicle colors data of all the vehicles of GTA San Andreas. You will need to add a colors line for your newly added vehicle in this file. Adding a colors line for your newly added vehicle is easy. Copy any vehicle's color line, and paste it before the end. After adding the colors line, change the name of the new colors line to your added vehicle's model and texture name. In my case, it's San Mav. After adding the colors line, save the file. This step is optional. You can make your vehicle appear on streets, being driven by NPCs, if you assign your vehicle in the cargrp.dat file. Open your cargrp.dat file of your GTA San Andreas game from the data folder. Here, you will find the names of the vehicles that a particular class of NPCs appear driving those vehicles, like casual poor, casual rich, workers, and more. I don't want the helicopter to appear on streets, so I am skipping this file. However, if you are adding a car, then enter the full name of your added car in small letters. And after adding the name, save the file. To know more details about assigning vehicle in car groups, read the pinned comment. This step is optional. If you are adding a 4-wheel vehicle, then you can add tuning parts line for it in the carmods.dat file. Since this tutorial is about adding a helicopter, there is no need to add a tuning parts line. Also, helicopter, planes, bikes and boats don't have tuning parts. Open your GTA SA vehicleAudioSettings.cfg file. This file comes with Fastman 92's Limit Adjuster. This file contains the audio lines of all the vehicles of GTA San Andreas. Here, you'll need to add audio line for your added vehicle. Since I am adding a helicopter, I'll copy the audio line of a similar helicopter, like in my case, I am copying the audio line of VCN Mav, which is the audio line of the news chopper. After that, I'll paste the copied audio line below the section called Added Vehicles. All the audio lines of the vehicles that you've added should be added here. Lastly, I'll change the name of this audio line from VCN Mav to SAN Mav. The name of the added audio line should be similar to the added vehicle's model and texture names. Likewise, you'll also have to create audio line for your vehicle by copying and pasting it below the added vehicles section. Copy the audio line of a vehicle that is similar to the vehicle that you've added. After adding the audio line, save this file. In case, if you skipped this step, your added vehicle will be muted, or it will have bike bell sound only. To know more details about this file, read the pinned comment. Now, you'll need to create a vehicles.fxt file. Here, you'll add GXT entry ID and in-game value of that GXT ID, which will appear as the in-game vehicle name. So to create an FXT file, simply copy and paste any existing FXT file. Rename the copied file to Vehicles. Then, open the file using any text editor like Notepad. Erase all the data of this copied file, and then, write the GXT entry ID of the added vehicle. Add a space, then its value. In my case, I am writing GXT entry ID as chopper, and its value also chopper. This was the GXT entry ID that I've assigned in the Vehicles.ide file. Likewise, you'll have to put the GXT entry ID that you've used for the added vehicle. Here, the first chopper is the GXT entry ID, and the second chopper is the value that appears in-game. There is an illustration for this that'll help you to understand it. After adding the GXT ID and value, you can save the file. You can always read the pinned comment to know more about this FXT file. In case, if you missed this step, your added vehicle will not have any in-game name, that shows up whenever you enter a vehicle. Now this step can be important, especially if you want to spawn your added vehicle immediately in-game to test it out. This step requires you to have GTA San Andreas Cleo library installed, and also you'll need Fastman 92's car spawner Cleo mod. After downloading the car spawner, open that archive file. Then, open the car spawner 1.1 folder. Here, extract the car spawner ranges.ini file into your GTA San Andreas Game folder. Now open the Cleo folder of that archive. Extract that carspawn.cs file into your GTA San Andreas, Cleo, folder. Finally, go back into the archive file, and open the Cleo_text folder. Now extract this car spawner by Fastman92.fxt file, into your GTA San Andreas, Cleo, Cleo_text folder. Now, the car spawner is installed. However, you'll need to increase some ranges too. Open the car spawner ranges.ini file that you've extracted in the GTA San Andreas Game folder, just now. Here, set the end range value to the ID that you've used for the vehicle you've added. In my case, I've used ID 612, so I'm going to set the end ID value to it. After setting the proper end ID range, save this ini file. Now this is the last step. Open your Fastman 92 Limit Adjuster GTA SAINI file. You'll need to increase some limits in this file. Follow every step correctly while editing this file, otherwise, your game will crash. Scroll down some lines, and you will stumble across this line called Vehicles. Do not change anything here. Scroll down some more till you find a line called Vehicle Models. Remove hash from the second line, and increase the vehicle's models value to something high like 220. Don't increase any value to something too high like 9,999. Scroll down some more to a line called Count of Killable Model IDs. There's a second line with hash, remove the hash from the second line, and increase the value from 800 to 801. Now, just below that line, there's a Handling.cfg limits section. Under that section, remove the hash from the second line named, apply Handling.cfg patch and set its value to 1. Next, remove the hash from the second line named, number of standard lines and increase its value by 1 increment. This is for the standard handling line you've added for your vehicle. I am setting its value to 211. Now, there are 3 more patches that you'll need to enable, and increase their values, depending on the type of vehicle that you are adding. Since I am adding a flying type vehicle, I am going to remove the hash from the second line named, number of flying lines, and increase its value by 1 increment, which is 25. And if you are also adding a helicopter as well, then follow this step. Otherwise, if you are adding a bike or a boat, then you'll need to increase the other line's values named, number of bike lines, or number of boat lines, and remove hash from the second lines. But, if you are adding a standard 4-wheel vehicle, like car, or a truck, you don't have to increase any of those lines. Now scroll down again, till you find an add-ons section. Here, you just need to enable the Vehicle Audio Loader, by removing the hash from the second line, and setting its value to 1. This enables the functioning of a Fastman 92's limit adjuster file, named, GTA SA vehicleAudioSettings.cfg file. This file enables sound to the added vehicles. In case if you don't enable this, or miss enabling it, your added vehicle will not have any sound, or the game might crash as well. Now you can save this ini file. And in case, if you have problems configuring it, then comment, or read the pinned comment. Time to see if everything was done correctly. If it did, I'll get to see the helicopter. If you have the car spawner installed, press 2 on your keyboard to activate it. Press up and down arrow keys to cycle through all the vehicles. Looks like everything went well. The helicopter, chopper was successfully added. This video may have been a long one, but it covers everything perfectly. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like this video, subscribe my channel to see more of my videos. Finally, you can read the pinned comment for all your queries about adding vehicles. Thanks for watching this video.